Fade in. Cut to.
Exterior. Interior.
Restaurant?
Bar. Club.
Day.
Night.
Action. What's going on?
You have traveled to so many different countries around the world. You travel all the time. Your passport is probably just packed with amazing countries and experiences. So tell us some of the places that you've traveled to, some of the countries you've been to.
Man, no, I've been very grateful, very grateful. I went to, let's see, Japan, Dubai, Botswana, South Africa, Seychelles, Zambia, Zimbabwe, pretty much all over Western Europe except like Finland, Denmark, went all over Mexico. Doesn't matter if it's West Coast, East Coast, Central America, Belize, Costa Rica, obviously, yeah, and then also Vietnam. But yeah, so I've been to Asia, Middle East, so Israel as well, Jordan as well. Yeah, I've been to quite a few.
Wow. So you mentioned Zimbabwe, so you've been to Africa. The continent as a whole doesn't have the best, reputation. A lot of times when Africa showed, it's poverty, flies going in people's faces, and donate now and all that kind of stuff. So I know it doesn't have the best reputation, but how was your experience with like the food there? Was it, better than people might assume?
That's actually a really great story. So yes, but I can't give you an appropriate answer because when I went to Zimbabwe, there was a military coup going on. So what did that happen? So what happened was, what does that mean? Well, I mean, first of all, the country, which was formerly Rhodesia, turned into Zimbabwe. Well, the leader of the country for like 30 decades, whatever. Well, let's just say the military and the people did not like the leader after 30 years. And was draining the currency, which like an American penny was worth like thousands of Zimbabwean dollars, basically. So anyway, when we went, my then girlfriend, now wife, we did not have any cash on us. We only had credit card, and when we wanted to pull money out of the bank, all of the banks were closed because the banks did not have any money. So, getting to the answer to the question though, where we were staying there was one little roadside shack which had all of the hustlers, all the street hustlers. They would congregate for beers, and honestly, they would have like different rare birds. Like one of the birds that they were eating was like Roadrunner. And actually, noted I'm from Arizona, so I know that's kind of evil, but when you're over there, you eat what the people eat, and it looked delicious. It looked fucking delicious, but unfortunately, they had no credit card system. They had no way. We had no cash left. We had zero cash, not even the bartering system. So we did not eat there at this like roadside shack, which we guarantee. Instead, we went to a touristy place, which was just and I got bitten up by biting flies and mosquitoes all over. So anyway, no, to answer your question, no, I'm sure, because yes, this food, I looked at the road and I looked at the local delicacies that everyone was having, and it looked amazing. And I knew, but did not eat, so I missed my chance. But Zimbabwe, as a country, from what we saw, now we were on the Devil's Pool side. I forget the actual waterfall, but we were on the Victoria Falls. We were on the Victoria Falls side, and the people were incredible. From everyone, from the hospitality people to the people selling the souvenirs to the people just showing us the land and the love of the land and how special a place it is. So there was nothing but kindness from all around.
Awesome. So, well, tell us some of your favorite international restaurants that you've been to.
When I was in Osaka, I wasn't in Downton Bori, I wasn't in the very touristy or very heavily populated. I stayed in Osaka, I stayed in the Koreatown portion, but I stayed in kind of a residential area. And honestly, in the morning, there was just a coffee shop and there was just a woman smoking. She was just smoking, there was a dude smoking. And there was something really film noir about this. And it was a no-name place, all in Japanese. And we just sat down and she gave us a little piece of bread and she gave us a little piece of toast. Excuse me, toast, bread, same thing. Then she gave us a tea and a coffee. Then she would sit back and she would have a smoke. And the dude would still smoke and she'd read the paper. And then maybe 10 minutes later, she would give us like a hard-boiled egg. And then she would do the same thing. And then like 10 minutes later, she would give us like a tempura or like a piece of fish. And then 10 minutes later, and we didn't know, like there was nothing we like ordered. We didn't look at a menu, my friend and I, who I was traveling with at the time. And she was just smoking. And so was this other dude. And it was just very like, the tones were dark. The tones were kind of gray, but also sexy, like a sexy vibe. And there was just some coolness about it. There was some, hey, like, no pretension, unpretentious, I don't give a fuck, yet you're here, so I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna do my thing and I'll feed you on my time and it's gonna be fucking amazing. And that is what I remember. It's kind of like those experiences. But I will say on like the finer dining side, like that's just a no frills. Oh, by the way, that Osaka place, it was maybe like $5 US. But on the finer dining side, what I recommend, and it takes a great deal of research and getting to know, but so if, say, you want to go to a Michelin star place or a James Beard award winning or a best restaurant of the world, that is great, but unfortunately, it's too bad, but usually those restaurants have a very, very high price point and it's usually out of my comfort zone. So what I like to do and what I recommend is to follow the chefs. Maybe not the name brand chef, maybe not the executive chef, maybe it's a line cook, maybe it's a garde maybe it's even a dishwasher that have spent years at this 2-3 Michelin star, this James Beard award winner, and they want to start their own thing. But the thing is, they don't have the brand, they don't have the name, they don't have the awards, they don't have the accolades, but they have the purveyors, they have the farmers, they have the technique, they have the instruments, they know, they have the knowledge, but they want to branch off. Follow those cooks, follow those chefs, because guess what? You're pretty much going to get that same quality, that same Michelin quality, the experience from the service, the unreasonable hospitality, all the way to the food, to that everlasting flavor when you leave for maybe 75% off, because yeah, they don't have the 3 Michelin stars yet to their name. They don't have the hundreds of thousands, the blue check mark Instagram followers yet. So that is what I recommend. That's what happened to my wife and I when we were in San Sebastian. We wanted to go, I forget, Ex-Ibarra, or I forget what the place is, and we could not, unfortunately, we could not afford it, and nor did we really want to pay that, but we followed the commis there, and he just so happened to open up his own place with him and his wife, and it was literally a nice 5-course tasting menu for maybe $30 a person. Same Galician beef, same truffles, same farm, same forest, same purveyors, even same silverware as the actual 3 Michelin star number 15 best restaurant in the world for 75% off. And he loved it because he was getting no customers. Obviously, the restaurant he just came from had a line out the door and months of reservations, months sold out of reservations. So yeah, I mean, that's what I also recommend if you want that higher, finer dining, that experience, that last meal, that, oh, I want to woo somebody. But yeah, you can have your cake and eat it too when you follow this. It's going to take a little more legwork than just Googling on Eater and Infatuation, but it is well worth it.